Alright, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We're back again with another YouTube video, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic Saturday. As for me today, I did get blessed with another Mike Clum update on the EDP documentary. I just got the email today that he has finally updated his Patreon for a January update. If you guys don't know, I've been kind of doing these videos every month or every so often talking about the documentary, and accompanied with these videos, I do take all this information from Mike Clum's Patreon. So if you guys want to go to Mike Clum's Patreon and get this information yourself and not like my, really bad commentary over top of it, by all means, right? So, in the last update, I do give a lot of my opinions, right? I feel like, there was a huge subsection of the update that I actually didn't talk about, which includes Mike Clum's struggles with this documentary and stuff like that. I never actually did release that video. I probably should, because it adds a lot of clarity on what's going on behind the scenes, because as of me and as of you guys, I've seen more and more, a lot of you guys are getting frustrated with this documentary, and for whatever reason, people believe like I'm part of it, or like I'm like his PR man or something. I'm just as frustrated as you guys. I think, the fact that this got leaked over a year ago, and that's not necessarily Mike Clum's fault, right? I'm not saying that, but it got leaked over a year ago, and Boogie2988 ran to Twitter and claimed that it was going to be releasing last summer, right? And even though Boogie2988 isn't like a reliable source, he was or still is part of the documentary. So you think that his, word would have a little bit of like actual honesty to it or whatever. And Mike Clum never actually publicly said, yeah, guys, it's not coming out this summer. We never got a for sure answer. So there's people who are still waiting for this documentary, and it's been over a year. And for a lot of people, they think that's kind of ridiculous for a documentary, right? Especially since, on YouTube, we're used to, these documentaries being pushed out every couple months, right? So it is a little bit frustrating. Obviously, Mike Clum has done a lot better in terms of communication as of late, right? Like, especially with these updates, he's been explaining his side of the story, but a big thing he does talk about how, he's kind of a one-man team, right? It's kind of hard to do a documentary and run into all these issues when you're kind of by yourself. And obviously my answer to that is, get some help. You can always hire help. You can hire people to help you, right? I don't know why he hasn't hired anyone to help him. Like, he does hire people like for voice acting and stuff, but in terms of like editing and stuff, like it doesn't hurt to like reach out to people or put out a fucking, Indeed ad or something for someone to come help you with a little bit of the, the workload, because, I understand a lot of people are getting frustrated, right? It's been over a year since this got leaked, right? And like I said, a lot of people think a year of editing a documentary is a little bit ridiculous, even if you run into a lot of like issues, right? I think it comes to a point where people are calling this like the next GTA 6. So I've been trying to do my best to like update you guys as soon as I can. And obviously the last update was a lot of good news as well. Like we're finding out that it's actually pretty much done. It's in kind of the ending phase here, which is good, because that's, obviously if it's done, we're going to get it, right? And I think that's what we all want. That's why you guys watch these videos, is because you're waiting for this documentary to come out. So we have the January update here where it says, hello, the EDP documentary continues its progress and in the month of January was productive. Part 3 A-roll is complete and Part 4 is underway. Part 4 is likely to be completed in the month of February and is the final part of the film. So if you guys don't know and you haven't seen my previous updates, this documentary is going to be in a 4-part series. Now, it's not going to be like one episode, right? It's not going to be like that. It's going to be 4 parts all thrown into one documentary, which was another thing I did complain about, right? I feel like he's just putting too much into a single documentary, and I think that could really hinder this whole thing. But, I trust Mike Clum. I hope that he knows what he's doing, because the first part pretty much follows EDP's upbringing and him becoming like a successful YouTuber. Part 2 then focuses on the sting operation with Chet Goldstein and the CC unit. You guys all know this is kind of the catalyst of EDP's downfall. Even though he was, exposed before this whole entire sting operation, it was the sting operation that really brought everything to light and kind of, got him banned on YouTube and kind of started his whole entire downfall. Now, the part 3 is obviously the more recent stuff when it comes to the Kayla Hoskins, the 15-year-old girl who recently, well, I say recently, it was about a year ago now. Holy shit, time's just flying. But she came out with her YouTube video and showed a lot of evidence of EDP grooming her and stuff like that. It was really awful stuff, right? And then part 4, I guess, goes into his current situation, his living now, what he's doing now to survive and stuff like that. So, that's kind of where it's going to be at. And based on what he's saying here, it seems like part 4 is going to finally be done this February. So it sounds like it's actually a lot closer than a lot of you guys think, which is good, right? I think we all just finally want to see it. And then obviously to accompany this whole entire update. You got, still images here of EDP, dozing off into space, probably thinking about, his next cupcake order or whatever. So we continue here. It says, additionally, the Philadelphia Eagles have made it to the Super Bowl. To anyone familiar with EDP, they know the significance of this event. As such, I will be in Las Vegas, Nevada, filming with EDP while he watches the Super Bowl. Whatever the outcome is, it's sure to be interesting. Throughout February, the focus will be completing Part 4 A-roll. Once that is complete, the focus will be capturing any missing B-roll section. So obviously in this section, we're learning that he is going to be flying out to Nevada to film EDP, watching the Super Bowl. So that is going to be maybe part of the documentary. He doesn't really clarify. I'm assuming he's going to be part of the documentary, maybe somewhere in Part 4, I guess, or something like that. But yeah, it is true though. Like, the Philadelphia Eagles obviously have a huge impact on EDP's life. He's made a lot of content talking about the Philadelphia Eagles, and it's a big reason why he got popular in the first place, right? Was his rants and his takes on football and stuff like that. So yeah, kind of interesting how that kind of lined up, where he's making a documentary while also, the Philadelphia Eagles do go to the Super Bowl. It's kind of crazy. So to continue, we have another still image here of EDP kind of creeping around a corner. Man, Mike's just on point with these fucking images, dude. Also in January, we completed 2 separate filming for 2 other documentaries in the queue after EDP. Roughly 6 days were spent filming those in 2 different parts of the country. The EDP editing archive was brought to the road to maintain progress on post-production at night, while production happened primarily during the day. So this is where I'm going to get into some criticism here, right? Okay, for everyone who thinks I'm just sucking off my clum in every single one of my videos, just you wait till you guys hear what I have to say. All right, I think the last update where he talks about the kind of struggles he had when it comes to making this documentary and a lot of the learning lessons, he also brings up how he wants to do other projects at the same time to kind of keep stuff moving. And I kind of understand it from a certain standpoint, but I feel like when people have already been waiting over a year for this documentary, and yeah, it's great that he is still working on it while working on other productions as well. Like, that's cool. But a lot of people are going to take this the wrong way, and I'm kind of one of them, where it's like, okay, it's been over a year since this documentary got leaked, which, to be fair, isn't necessarily his fault, right? But it's been over a year, and whether you like it or not, it has been leaked and people are talking about it. And now it's almost like February, right? It's going to be March, April, who knows? It might come out in April, May, who knows, right? So it's been that long, and then now we're hearing that he's working on other projects at the same time, right? Just think about it from like a game development studio, where you have a game that's coming out with a game, right? And they announced it, and it just seems like it's taking forever to come out. And they're like, yeah, also we're working on another game at the same time, right? It's just, I don't know. I feel like it's just rubbing me the wrong way, and I feel like it's going to rub you guys the wrong way. People who have been waiting for this. I mean, it's cool knowing that he is having other stuff in production, and he is going to be coming out with more stuff, right? I obviously want to see more from Mike Clum. I think he is a really good documentary maker, right? But at the same time, this part kind of like is like, oh, okay, so you're kind of slowing down on the editing, even though you're right at the final part, right? But anyways, it does end off with another still image of EDP here, fucking Jesus Christ, man, these pictures are crazy, where he says, thank you for your support and look out for February update later this month. So yep, that is the update. Yeah, it's a pretty short one compared to last month. I feel like he had a lot to say in the last month update. This is obviously like 20 pages shorter than the last update. But I do want to bring up some concerns people here have in the comments. Obviously, you have this guy saying, nice one, does EDP get emotional at any point in the documentary, or does he really not care as he says? If so, what does he talk about? Which I think is a great question. I think a lot of people want to see this documentary for really one thing, and that is to see what EDP has to say about everything. The guy is super delusional. I've gone on for years now saying how delusional he is, and I feel like people don't fully understand how crazy this guy actually is, right? To last this long and take no accountability for anything and constantly live in your own bubble needs to be talked about and explored, and I hope that does get talked about and explored in this documentary. But anyways, that's all I really want to talk about. Let me know your comments in the comments down below. Also, if you guys want to join the Discord, the link will be in the description down below, and down there you'll find my Twitter and Twitch as well if you want to give your boy a follow. And like always, if you guys like this video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next YouTube video.